Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're to continue some testing with the AR15. I want to thank the guys over at Copper Custom for donating the firearms that we're going to be using this afternoon to conduct this testing. If you guys watch InRangeTV, they built an AR15 that kind of their idea of the perfect fighting AR15. And one of the things that they brought up in that video was something that I personally found of interest as well. And they were talking about the forward assist and why it's completely unnecessary on the AR15, how it doesn't really accomplish much. And to a point, I actually agree with that. I don't believe that the AR15 needs a forward assist any more than any other battle rifle really does. And my experiences with the forward assist have been such that every time I've tried to use it for its intended purpose, the vast majority of the time, it fails me. Let me give you an example. I have a piece of spent brass here that was fired out of an AR-15. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the spent brass. It's gonna be fire formed to the chamber, so it's gonna be tight in the chamber. So if I just let this bolt go home like that, it's not gonna fully chamber that piece of brass. All the beating in the world on the forward assist isn't gonna get that bolt to close. Only, I'm gonna have to kneel down here, running another round into the chamber is going to solve the problem most likely. Why would you need a forward assist? Well, you have a slightly deformed round that won't chamber, or you have a dirty round that won't chamber. In both cases, you're usually better off just getting that round out of the gun, getting another round into it, and resume shooting. So the forward assist really is of limited value, but Carl brought up something that I'd never heard before. He said that he was contacted by a soldier who was in a firefight, was firing around cover, and had his forward assist up against the barrier somehow. And when he fired the gun, the receiver exploded because a forward assist was holding the bolt in the closed position, which is true. I'm pushing on the forward assist and I cannot charge the weapon. The forward assist will prevent the bolt from moving rearward. So I want to find out, if I hold this forward assist forward, as if I'm firing around cover and do something I shouldn't do, and put that forward assist against cover, will it actually blow the gun up? Well, we're going to find out. Also, there's a little product on the market called the Law Tactical Folder. The Law Tactical allows you to fold your buffer tube. Right here on the back, it says close before firing. That's because the bolt is locked in the forward position when you hinge this over to the side. So this as well is holding that bolt and carrier group home until you close it, then you can charge it. So how dangerous is that? Because you know people buy these and will have a round chambered and all you have to do is put it on fire and pull the trigger and boom, the gun goes bang. You know it's gonna happen. Is that a danger to the shooter? Does it damage the gun? Well, thanks to Copper Custom, we're gonna find out. All right, guys, we got some setup to do. We'll show you what the setup is that we're using. And yeah, let's just get busy here and see if there's any truth to the fact that if you hold that bolt and carrier group closed, that the gun will blow up. This should be very informative and interesting. So grab a cup of coffee, Coke, beer, whatever it is you drink, kick back, and let's see what happens. We are 100% viewer supported through Patreon, and there is a link down below if you'd like to support us in our efforts to bring you the best, most unbiased information that we possibly can. Another great way to support us is to swing by our Forge from Freedom t-shirt store and pick up one of our new t-shirts, like this new CNN shirt. And again, there's a link down below, and that directly supports us here at the Military Arms Channel. Our setup here today is a DPMS rifle that's brand new, never fired. This came to Copper Custom in a collection. There's two rifles. We have them both out here this afternoon. Copper got them for a good price, so they allowed us to go ahead and do what may turn out to be destructive testing this afternoon with them for the sake of science. All right, so what we have, brand new DPMS rifle here, and we have just a standard M4 handguard. What we're going to do is take one round of Federal M855 ball, which I have in one of my pockets here. Let me dig around through my pockets and find the ammo. Alrighty, so there you have it, one round of green tip. Going to go ahead and load the rifle up. So I'm going to pull the bolt to the rear, put a round in the chamber. Now the rest that we're using, you'll see us using a lot here on the channel, and it's manufactured by Coffee Industries. We use these rests when we go out hunting. They're a lot better than the the hog saddle in my opinion. They're very rigid, lightweight. They'll clamp onto pretty much any rifle. They have this nice rubberized grip, which you can tighten here. And you'll see we use this in our suppressor testing. And then over here I have the optional camera mount, so I can actually put a camera on the side of the gun here. And while you're hunting, you can actually film what you see when you're taking the game. All right, so let's go ahead and get this set up. So we have a round in the chamber, safety is on. Now if I push forward on this forward assist, you'll notice I cannot pull the charging handle to the rear. It doesn't take very much pressure at all to keep that bolt closed. Matter of fact, I can just push on it like that, and that's enough force to keep me from being able to open the bolt, okay? So it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure to keep that bolt closed using that device, which is just a simple wedge that engages the teeth that you can see here on the bolt carrier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little clamp and tighten it down and squish that forward assist into the forward position very snugly. All right, so this is going to be a lot tighter than even what the soldier had told Carl about in terms of how much pressure is being applied to that forward assist. That sucker is not going to open unless it breaks something, or all the gas will go down the barrel, and yeah, nothing will happen. Let's find out. We have a piece of 550 cord tied off on the trigger here, so all it's left to do is to get back what we feel is a safe distance. Don't do this at home, guys. This is extremely dangerous what we're about to do, so don't copy what we're doing. Get back, weapons on fire, pull the string. We have a slow motion camera set up that Jason needs to go get set up right now, and we'll see what happens to this rifle. So let's get all the cameras set up and pull the string and see what happens. All right, guys, we have it all set up. Jason's manning the slow motion camera. He's gonna get back, and I'm ready to pull the trigger. So Jason, give me the thumbs up when you're ready, and we will fire this bad boy. All right, here we go. So this is all that happened. The clamp just popped off and fell to the side of the rifle, and you can see the bolt is just slightly out of battery, so the spent case is still in there. So it did hold the bolt carrier closed, but that force popped the whole clamp off. I'm going to go ahead and say that that clamp was applying more pressure than any soldier leaning up a barricade possibly could have, and so I'm going to say, based upon not seeing any catastrophic failure of the receiver, upper or lower, that myth is busted. I don't think that would happen. This isn't even a mil-spec military rifle. This is just a regular civilian gun built to who knows specs, and it still survived that. So I would think that'd be something the military would probably take into consideration. So let's go ahead and get that spent case out of there, just slightly out of battery. Let's see if the forward assist works. You see that? The forward assist actually worked, all right? So it's still functioning. I was able to close the bolt. And there's our spent case. I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up here, lock the bolt to the rear. And here's our spent case. No signs of overpressure. Primer's just fine. That was the M855 ball round. Guys, nothing happened to this gun. Absolutely fine. So much so, I'm confident in doing the following. Let's go ahead and yeah, we'll worry about the string later. Take a magazine. Got some more M855 ball here. There you go. Gun works just fine. Like I said, myth busted. Holding that forward assist is not going to damage your rifle during firing. All right, so that leaves one more test to conduct. And that test will be what happens with another DPMS rifle that has the Law Tactical folded. Now keep in mind, this thing has a little plug that fits into the back of the carrier that works on the buffer spring that's in the folding mechanism here. And this should capture everything. This plug may come out, but let's find out if it actually destroys or damages the rifle fired when closed. It's again accomplishing the same thing. It's holding the bolt closed during firing. But if it's anything like what we just did, it really shouldn't damage the rifle. However, it may damage the mechanism of the Law Tactical. Let's find out. This is a Law Tactical folder. pretty popular in the AR-15 realm for people that are trying to make little backpack guns and stuff like that. We've sold a fair share of them at Copper Custom, paired up with the Dolo system, which makes for a very small, tiny little package. And of course that makes it an SBR. But yeah, it's a simple folding mechanism, but it does require the gun to have the buttstock in the extended position for it to properly function. You push a button right here on the side, that releases the stock so it can fold for storage. And then in the rear, we have a simple sheet metal plate that holds everything in place. And if you look on the inside here, it says close before firing. And that's what we want to test here this afternoon. What happens if you do fire the gun like this? If you have it folded and you have a round in the chamber and you bring it up and fire it really quick, what's going to happen? Is this plug going to come out and hit the shooter in the chest? Is the gun going to catastrophically fail? We don't know. But we do know from our forward assist test that the gun itself should not fail. This mechanism may very well fail. So how does it work? Well, if I push this button, which also releases this hinge to fold, but if I push the button, I can pull the bolt carrier out, okay? And if I do that, if I pull even harder, I can pull this little plug out. This plug is what operates against the buffer spring when it's closed, okay? But it's only held in place by O-rings. But when it's installed into the carrier, just a friction fit, when it's forward, that little piece of sheet metal engages the rim, and it has a little piece of plastic buffer there. Right here's a little piece of plastic or silicone. All right, it engages right there and locks this in the forward position. So if it's failing, it's going to fail with that little sheet metal tab. So we're going to go ahead and load the weapon up. Again, it's a DPMS upper from Copper Custom. We have a Franklin Armory lower on it just because that's what we had with the Law Tactical on it. Take one round of M855 ball green tip from Federal. Federal does supply this ammunition to us for free here at the channel. What we're about to do is extremely dangerous, and don't do it yourself. I have to put that in there because somebody will do it, get hurt, and then blame us. We're telling you not to do it. This is dumb, but we're dumb people, but we like to do it in the name of redneck science. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and load that one round into the chamber here without a magazine. Usually I can do this quite easily. You know what? I always keep 2 rounds because I know I'm butterfingered. So I stick my fingers up in the magazine well to guide that round. And there we go. Got one in the chamber without a magazine. Drop the bolt. Weapon should be ready to fire. All right, we're gonna get the slow motion camera set up here really quick, and I'm gonna get back to a safe distance. We're gonna fold this. The weapon is unsafe. We're gonna stand off to one side in case this plug comes out back towards me. And let's see what happens to the Law Tactical with 1 round of M855 ball. All right, guys, here we go. We have 1 round of M855 ball in the DPMS upper with the Law Tactical on the Franklin Armory lower, and we have the stock folded, and let's go ahead and see what happens when we fire this bad boy. Jason, give me the word. Go. I really got to yank that thing. Hopefully it got it. That was pretty anticlimactic, but guys, I'm not going to say I'm surprised, because it would be fairly remiss of Law Tactical to design a mechanism like this that could be accidentally fired with the stock folded and not test it to make sure it didn't hurt somebody. So I can imagine that they've tested this. The warning is to keep you from doing it repeatedly. It's not designed to be fired in this position. I would imagine, given enough rounds fired, you could probably damage the unit, and this may actually come out of there. I don't know. But let's go ahead and close it. So you get my hand around here so I can get the spent case out. And I always drop everything. And there's our spent case. No signs of overpressure, just a nice flat primer from an M855 ball round. Came right out. No signs of damage. Go ahead and everything looks just like before. Nothing. You know what there is? You might be able to see it. A little bit of a chew mark there, and the O-ring has a bite mark in it. It's ripped right there. So The metal itself is just fine. The O-ring took a little bit of a battering. Everything else is just fine on the gun. Put it back together here. Let's get the string off of it here really quick. Some of you may not know this. I'm surprised how many people don't know this. This is a winter trigger guard, and that allows you to fire with mittens on, cold weather gear. Let's go ahead and get that string off. Go ahead and close our winter trigger back. And we'll do a quick test fire here. Get it out of the Aufjäger Industries rest. More M855 ball. Overran the hammer. Franklin Armory. I can fire these too fast. Put it back in semi mode instead of binary. Did I really just overrun the trigger on semi-auto and binary? Oh, you can't take it apart because that silly Law Tactical thing. So if you want to open your Law Tactical rifle, you have to take the plug out. Then you can open your gun. And what do you want to bet? The hammer followed the bolt home. That's just me pulling the trigger, guys. It is in semi mode, not binary mode. I just do not have good luck with these binary triggers. I have much better luck with the Echo trigger, and this is their latest generation. Anyway, all right. I think I proved a point. Gun fires just fine. Hammer followed the bolt home. Let's go ahead and cock it. We should be able to shoot it out. Now what you don't want to do is fire this without your plug in there. Let's go ahead and put our plug back in. All right, so no damage, guys. Works just fine. I think we completely dispelled the myth that that if you hold the forward assist home and fire the gun, it will cause a catastrophic failure. We also held the bolt carrier home simply by folding the Law Tactical, which held the bolt and carrier home once again. No catastrophic failures and no failure of the Law Tactical. But again, guys, don't go out there and fire your Law Tactical folded. It's not intended for that. Guys, the reason we can bring you unbiased information like this is because we are 100% viewer supported through Patreon. If you'd like to support us at Patreon, there is a link down below. Consider going by, checking out some of the incentives, and joining our Patreon family, where you'll get to see videos like this early, you'll get to see live streams, and we do special deals from Copper Custom. Also, swing by and check out Copper Custom, which is our online store. I'd love to put a link to it, but YouTube doesn't want you practicing your Second Amendment rights. And last but not least, guys, we are Twitch gamers, so there is a link down below. Twitch isn't banned just yet. Go by and watch simulated violence while we play World of Tanks and stuff like that over on Twitch and live stream. And if you're a Patreon supporter, you can join us in some of our streams. All right, guys, thanks for 11 years of support. And this summer, we promise a lot more redneck scientific testing, but we think is actually quite valuable testing. We're not doing this for just giggles and clicks. We're doing this because we're trying to bring you guys solid, useful information. Stay safe. We'll talk to you soon.